I've lost over 80 pounds on 3 different types of Tirzepatide. Let's get into it. My name's Alonda. I'm a high school teacher, mother, lady on a weight loss journey, a lady who was also trying to figure out her own life. And in the midst of that, I've lost over 80 pounds. My starting weight was 264.7, and I kind of teeter-totter in the 180s right now. Now, I mentioned the fact that I've used 3 different types of Tirzepatide. Let's talk about them. I'm actually going to talk about 4. So let's get into it. The first one we're going to discuss is from Eli Lilly. It was their original injector pen. It comes in a beautiful little box like this. And this is actually a brand new box, so I'm not going to open it. But there are 4 pins inside of here. The pins look like this. There is a plunger at the end. So if you take this off. Now this is a used injectable pen. So normally you would see medication in here. But as the medication leaves, there is a gray plunger that appears. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and help y'all out. I'm going to open my box. Aha! So inside, as I stated, there are some instructions, and there are 4 injectable pens. These are single-use pens. Now, Eli Lilly just came out in 2025 with the auto injectable pen. That one has 4 doses in 1 pen. I'm an OG. I'm an original. I come with all 4. So 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, and 4 week. Now all of these do tend to have the ingredient Tirzepatide. So as I stated, this is the single-use auto injector pen. Right here, there is liquid. You may or may not be able to see it as it floats. Once that medication has been utilized, then you will get the gray plunger. Make sense? All right, so once you're done with this, you would go ahead and toss it into the trash. This is how I first started off with my GLP-1 weight loss journey. Now this box cost me $550, and that's with the Eli Lilly savings card. Yes, there is a savings card because my insurance did not cover the medication. Some people are fortunate enough to get the medication at $25 a box. That was not my case. And at the end, I'll tell you which one of these medications almost stopped me on my GLP-1 journey. I almost couldn't do it. It almost came to an end. I am so happy that I was able to maneuver to a different way. Now, just like the injectable pen, single use, we have the single use vials. Vials are very important in the simple fact that some people may not be friendly with the injectable. I know I've had an issue with it once before, but some people just want the single use. Now, I'm going to be good and open this up for you. Ooh. Let's get this open. All right. So once again, inside you have instructions. And then we have this oh so itty bitty vial of medication. Now, in order to give yourself this medication, you will need a syringe. And these are kind of the common ones that people use. I'm not going to get into a lot of detail. You know why? Because I'm Alonda. I am a high school teacher, mother, and not anyone in the healthcare field. I'm not a doctor, a nurse, nurse practitioner, anything of the sort. I am only telling you based on the information that I know because I've used it on my GLP-1 weight loss journey. So let's go back. So to this little bitty vial, oh, she's so little. You would use a syringe, collect the medication, and then give yourself an injection. The needle is a lot smaller than our previous needle, okay? And I'm talking about the injectable pen. Now I'm gonna go ahead and close this and put this aside. So far we've talked about 2. Eli Lilly's injectable pen. Now again, they also have the second version of injectable pen where there's 4 doses in 1 single pen. I have not been on that one. That one actually runs about $400 with your savings card. And how do you get a savings card? Great question. You would go to the Eli Lilly website, put in your information. Now, in order to get Zepbound name brand, you need to do one of two things. Consult with a licensed physician. So it could be your PCP, primary care physician. It could be a heart doctor. It could be a urologist. Whatever kind of doctor you are seeing that says, hey, you need some help. That would be your prescribing doctor. Your second option is to contact one of the many telehealth companies, have them run your insurance, and then you will meet with a provider. If you use Mochi Health, and you and that provider will decide which medication is going to be best suited for you, whether it's the single-use injector or single-use vial, the injector pen, single-use, or the multi-injector pen. So far, so good. We're almost done. Now, some people can't afford that $500 a month bill. I know I couldn't. $550 a month was eating through. Again, at the end, I'll tell you which one almost broke me. But luckily enough, I was able to run across compound Tirzepatide. Compound Tirzepatide, heard it, has Tirzepatide in it. And it was actually allowed to be manufactured when there was a shortage. Back in 2024, there was a shortage of medication. It was so hard to find it, and so compound licensed pharmacies were able to make similar versions of the name brand. That is how a lot of people first met their telehealth companies. That is how I met my telehealth company. I needed another alternative that wasn't so expensive but could still do something similar to my wishes, which was get better, lose weight, and create a better life for myself. So I utilized a telehealth company and I switched over to compound Tirzepatide. Now, this writing is pretty small, but it is Tirzepatide with an added ingredient. But most compound companies will do Tirzepatide with an added something. It could be NAD+, it could be B12, B6. Mine has L-carnitine because L-carnitine allows your body to burn fat in addition to losing weight. Now, again, you would need to use a syringe in order to collect this vial. So you would take your alcohol wipe, you would wipe the top, wipe your skin, wait for both to dry. Please don't blow on it. Don't blow on it. Don't blow on it. Again, I'm not a doctor, but we're cleaning. We don't want to turn around and go and put germs back on it. So clean, set it down, clean, and then you can go ahead and get your medication ready and inject. Now, Eli Lilly, especially on this box, I think this box, shows you where it's appropriate to give yourself your injections. So the purple area says it all, and there are instructions. But as you saw, it also comes with instructions. So this one has instructions. This one has instructions. Put that back, and I'm gonna put it back in the box. Now, this one does have 4 that come with it. I've already used one, and actually this is my second box of name brand single-use vials. Now, once I'm done with this, I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator. Now, there is one more type of Tirzepatide that we have not addressed, and I'm gonna lean in for this one. It is called gray market Tirzepatide. The gray market is the trade of presumed authentic, legit goods through distribution channels that are not authorized by the original manufacturer. While the products themselves claim to be real, they are often imported from other regions or sold by third parties to bypass standard supply chains. Meaning that it did not come from name brand, it did not come from a licensed compounding pharmacy. It is actually coming from unknown sources. It's unconstituted. So it is a powder form that you have to add bacteriostatic water to in order to reconstitute it, meaning in order to make it a liquid. So that one is not FDA approved at this time. And to be honest, one of the things about gray market is that you tend to not get instructions. There are no instructions telling you how to use the medication. There are no no resources really. I mean, there are. Let me correct myself. There are resources for people who are utilizing gray market, but it's not coming from the manufacturer or typically your prescriber. Gray market, you don't need a prescription. Again, to each its own. I understand money is a cost factor, and that is where I get to answer my question. While I was on GLP-1s for over 28 months, I almost had to end my journey in October of 2024. Now, I started in February of 2024. So within the same year, the cost of the medication for name brand was just eating my wallet. So I got to a point where I just could no longer afford to utilize name brand, but I knew I needed to lose over 100 pounds. So that's how I switched over to compound Tirzepatide. And I've been playing in between the two since. I will utilize whatever's readily available. I hope this information was very helpful. Like I said, I've lost over 80 pounds with the help of 3 different versions of Tirzepatide. I've used the single-use vial, I've used the auto-injecting pen, and I have utilized compound Tirzepatide. If you have any questions, feel free to ask at the bottom. My goal remains the same, to create healthy habits and live a longer life. At the bottom, please let me know, what are you currently on? Are you on name brand? Are you doing the injector pen? Are you doing the 4-use injector pen? Fill me in. I'll read every message at the bottom. Y'all take care.